South Africa joins the global community today to mark World No Tobacco Day, which aims to create awareness about the dangers of tobacco and emphasize the link between tobacco, lung disease, including TB, heart and other cardiovascular diseases. This, of course, includes strokes, which combined are the world's leading causes of death. Our Department of Health is calling for tighter smoking regulations and yet another call for a tobacco-free generation. Joining us in studio now, we've got the Minister of Health, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, and let's find out what he has in his pipe and what he has smoking for other smokers. This is not going to be a pleasant time for them, is it? You are proposing major changes to the law, Minister. Good to see you.
Thank you, Leanne, and thank you for having me. Absolutely. We want to tighten laws against smoking because we want to get rid of tobacco in our life because it's contributing nothing to the development of humanity. It has never contributed anything. All it brings is mayhem.
Yeah.
And if there is one framework convention under United Nations that has had a lot of support, it is the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. It has been signed by many countries, more than any other convention under United Nations, because the world is tired of tobacco.
Yeah.
We don't want it anymore.
So let's bring it home. Now, what you're proposing, some of the amendments is, one of them is that you are proposes a ban on smoking in all public buildings and within 10 meters of the outside of any building.
If you remember, Leanne, when we started the laws in the new when we entered our democracy, we sort of compromised. We said in a public space like a restaurant, hotel, even a hospital, 25% space must be set aside for smokers. We are doing away with that. There shouldn't be any space whatsoever. But we have also discovered, you can go to OR Tambo Airport, you'll see it there. It can be demonstrated there more than any other place. Smokers just get out of the door, stand right there at the doorstep.
Yeah,
and start smoking. Now, people have to pass through there. So the fact that we have banned them from smoking inside doesn't help because people who get affected. I still remember one member of parliament complaining to me how she got an attack because she had asthma and all that, because they had blocked the entrance to the airport. They're just standing outside there. And these are people who are working for the airlines and all that, you know. So we want this building to be safe.
Okay.
For instance, in the hospital, I'm saying there shouldn't be no smoking within the yard. Not just that there's going to be no space, but within the hospital yard. Because I take my treatment at Steve Biko Academic Hospital. Every time I go there, people complain. Because outside there where the ambulances stop, there are lots of people smoking. The patient who's coming there very sick, you know, get attacked by smoke and all that, you know. And also, there is a patient who nearly burned Steve Biko Academic Hospital for that matter.
Because of smoking?
Yes, he ran because the space which was given for smoking has got times, you know. I think they locked that room at 11 o'clock during the night. He woke up from the bed, sneaked in and through some passage and threw the cigarette down, you know, through these pipes, which sanitation pipes. Was not aware that right at the bottom there they put cleaning material, including inflammable material. And he threw it caught fire. And patients have to be moved from the nearest ward, running away from smoke and all that. Surely we can't be harassed like that by smokers.
Absolutely not. I mean, another proposition from your department is to make packaging plain and put these graphic images on, which you've opened the page so I can have a look at them.
Look what countries are doing, and I'm embarrassed because we're lagging behind.
They're very shocking. I mean, if you don't want to see them, please don't.
Countries to put that on cigarette packages. On, you know, 90% of surfaces. And when they ranked us in terms of that, South Africa ranked 145 out of 205 countries. We are very far behind. And in February, the Director General of the World Organization complained about that we used to be ahead, now we are lagging behind. So we need to move. That's what countries are putting on cigarette packages all over the world. And we just come with a plain cigarette with no pictorials to warn people what they are up to when they smoke. They must see. It is nurses and doctors who see these things every day in the hospital. Ordinary members of the public don't see them. They must start seeing them on cigarette packages when they buy them.
And this is what I'm buying. Of it.
Yes.
Minister, I don't know why, but we've run out of time. But I have, because apparently we've got another break we've got to take. But finally, I have to incorporate e-cigarettes into this conversation, because a lot of people are under the impression that e-cigarettes are much better for you, and they do. I mean, they'll smoke it in public places because you don't smell it to anything.
In the new legislation, we are classifying e-cigarette as a cigarette.
Okay.
We can't ban them, but we say any law you put against a cigarette, it applies to e-cigarettes, because they also have nicotine. Yeah. Anyway, they also deliver nicotine at any rate. Yes.
They're still addictive. So the reality is that you want to... How much are you hoping to drop the percentage of smokers by...
when the first law was enacted in 1993, Act number 83 of 1993, the smoking rate in the country was 33%. The last study by the Human Science Research Council, a SANE study done in 2012, has shown that it has dropped to 18%.
Okay.
So we don't know the recent studies, but we really want it to drop to insignificant levels.
So it is working. That smoke-free generation could be on the horizon.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry I have to leave it there, but I think we've gotten a message of how seriously the Ministry of Health is taking this anti-smoking, trying to get that generation of no smokers into the country. Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi talking to us on this World No Tobacco Day. Let's take a break.
As the democracy matures, we get into discussing very, very sensitive issues.
I think that there's a lot of people that are applauding it. I'm sure it's going to be appealed.
It is the beginning of a long journey of South Africa fighting racism.
That sticky label of being a white party, so to speak, doesn't seem to want to go away.
So the competition actually helps, and it brings out winning in total.
Stay tuned to Media Monitor every Sunday from 9 a.m.
I feel the real person.
And it's nutritious and delicious.